Okay, guys, I want to talk to you about a product that is pretty much going very viral, and so many people are starting to sell this product. Okay, in my opinion, I wouldn't sell this product, but I want to talk about and break down what this brand has done well. Okay, so what they're selling is grass fed tallow or something like that. Okay, so their main product is this tallow manuka honey balm for your, I'm assuming it's for your lips. And if we go over to foreplay over here, you can see they are running 876 ads. Okay, so we're just going to break down their top performing ads and why I think it's working. Okay, so
Here's why our tallow bomb sold out within minutes of restock.
first off, the first 3 seconds is starting off with social proof. Okay, the hook is them eating the tallow
Here's
bomb.
why our tallow bomb sold out within minutes of restock. Here's what makes our bison tallow bomb different than typical beef tallow.
So already comparing from other brands to their brand.
Bison is a wild game, meaning they roam free from pasture to pasture, foraging grasses and shrubbery, the same way they've done for thousands of years. These bison are considered
So quick scene cuts, like in order to keep your audience or customer engaged, is either have quick scene cuts or you're telling a story. Okay, when you're telling a story and it's just story time, it's authentic, people resonate with that too.
regeneratively raised, meaning they never overgraze on any one piece of land and regenerate the nutrients in the soil before moving on to the next. As part of the Never Ever program, our North American bison are raised only in natural conditions, without the use of additives commonly found in animal rearing. This is vastly different from how domesticated cattle are farmed. Cattle could be confined all their lives.
So pretty much just an education ad. I feel like this is like a top of funnel ad. Same with that one.
In 1990, a Swedish doctor named Stefan Lindbergh traveled to the island of
So again, telling a story. I always talk about this. You always need to tell stories in your ads, okay? By the way, a lot of you guys are asking why all my videos are so unedited and they're just like at like chill pace and I don't really edit it that much. It's because the people that I want to actually invite into my inner circle, I don't want you guys to be like brain rot people that expect quick success. You're going to make $100,000 in a month within seconds of joining. Okay, I want to work with people that understand that building a business, a real business, takes time. Okay, so that's why I don't do these fancy edits. So if you're actually genuinely interested about building a business, you wouldn't get bored and you wouldn't need these fancy edits and fancy cuts. You just want to understand and learn. Okay, so that aside.
In 1990, a Swedish doctor named Stefan Lindbergh traveled to the island of Kitava in Papua New Guinea. During his 7 weeks on the island, he performed 1,200 health checkups, which included a skin examination. He found, quote, not a single papule, pustule, or
So obviously they've actually leveraged the expertise of a doctor. So obviously getting that authority right now. So a doctor. So all of a sudden people are listening because it's someone who's studied and is a professional in this. Okay.
open
I actually think the doctor AI character right now is being way overused, but
condom. In other words,
it works.
acne didn't exist on Kitava. Doctors have even donned acne the Western disease because traditional societies have never seen it. So I'll make it simple. Cut out the fake food. Real whole foods only. Organic, seasonal, and local. Nothing you can't rip off a plant or farm or kill. Forget the drugstore skincare. Putting those ingredients on your skin is
So you see how all of this is, for the first 30 seconds, still storytelling, and they haven't even introduced the product yet.
just as bad as eating them, and we know the skin absorbs just as much. That's about
So they also outline the problem of traditional skincare all of a sudden, okay? So you see they're building up the problem. They're trying to isolate the problem. I always talk about this. You don't even need to introduce your product. You need to make your customers problem aware, okay? Because they all have problems, but they're not aware of their problems. People know their problems, but they need someone to tell them their problems, and then you pitch them the product, okay? You never want to pitch them the product, then tell them the problem, okay? They would probably already have lost interest and think that they're being sold to.
90% of it. If you want to glow, try some bison tallow moisturizer. It mimics human sebum and contains essential fat-soluble vitamins. You won't regret it.
And someone eating it, showing how safe it is actually to use. So, very good ad. That was a very good ad. Take notes, guys, from that ad.
Is it me, or is it fucking crazy that you avoid toxic ingredients in your food but put the same ones on your scalp and skin? Look at this shit. Why are all these pretty...
Makes sense.
Is it me, or is it fucking crazy that you avoid toxic ingredients in your food but put the same ones on your scalp and skin? Look at this shit. Why are all these pretty soaps, shampoos, and conditioners filled with phthalates, parabens, and seed oils? All chemicals that disrupt hormones and cause gut and skin issues.
So still, another brilliant ad. 16 seconds in, still hasn't introduced the ad, still hasn't introduced the product. Only after 20 seconds they've introduced the product, okay? 20 seconds. It's because they focus the whole time in isolating the problem, making sure you understand what you're suffering from and what you're doing, okay? You're putting chemicals in your hair and your skin, okay? They want you to know that's what you're doing wrong. And it's so good because their skincare is one ingredient and it's all natural, okay? It's all natural, just beef tallow, it's like beef fat. That's what it is, okay? And it's such a good solution because all skincare out there all have this big laundry list of chemicals in their products that you don't know. Like they show it there, they show you the proof, okay? Like you can see where they have it here, the proof. It's always, you have to show, even if when you say a problem, you got to back it up with proof, okay? Everything is about proof, okay? Which is why I'm so big on proof before selling, okay? You need to show people that you can do it, okay? You can transform them.
It's filled with phthalates, parabens,
or change their skincare routine, okay?
If you want to keep your skin glowing, try out our bison tallow and manuka.
Again, it's so many people get it wrong when they're making ads. You don't need to introduce the product. You don't need to hard sell your product. If anything, I always talk about this as well on my Instagram. Like if you guys are on my Instagram, I always talk about how when you're walking in to a store, like a shopping center store, and then the salesperson just comes up to you and starts bugging you, it starts selling you on the product, and you're already actually ready to buy. It's happened to me so many times. I'm ready to buy, I'm going to the store, and then the salesperson just jumps on you and starts hard selling you, okay? Like you're all of a sudden, you don't want to buy because you want to make it feel like it's your own decision, okay? You don't want to force people to buy things. You want to make it like they're making the decision, okay? You don't want to force people to buy. It's very important, okay? You need to create desire, create emotion, or just educate them before they buy. You don't never hard sell someone unless you're doing like a Black Friday sale and people are already aware of your ads. Then you can just plaster on 40% off. But other than that, you need to focus on educating and isolating the problem before selling, okay? Because I see so many UGC videos that are created by new business owners, and all they're saying is, I'm obsessed with this product, you have to try this, these are the benefits. There's no story, there's no problem. It's like, there's no reason for people to buy. There's no reason for your customers to take action right then and there, okay? You have to figure out how, it has to be a painful enough problem for people to think, this is the only solution I can find right now. And it makes sense, there's proof, and there's a lot of social proof, and they're currently suffering from the problem, okay? And it's affordable for them, okay? You gotta make sure they're able to afford it, okay? The problem you're isolating, okay?
3 years ago, my brother and I hit rock bottom.
Okay, again, a story. 3 years ago. Once you hear someone say a time frame like back when, that's why the best movies in the world are like Disney, Pixar, because they're so good at telling a story. And that's why Steve Jobs worked at Pixar and then came back to Apple and then told a story, like made Apple so much better because he understood how to tell a story around his brand, okay? You got to remember, like all products, we all have access to the same products, okay? But what's different is how we convey our product to our customer, okay? Is it different, all right? Is it unique?
I was 18 and could barely move my arm without pain from juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. My brother had Crohn's so bad he was in and out of the ER.
So story, like real story, proof that he was suffering from all that stuff.
The ER. We tried everything. Doctors, prescriptions, every trendy health product you can imagine.
They tried everything, okay? So they've tried everything. They're still telling the story. No product is introduced yet.
None of it worked. So we did something insane. We cut the crap, literally, and started eating the way humans used to. Red meat, raw dairy, organ meats, real fat, no seed oils, and no fillers. After both going into remission after we thought nothing would ever work, we knew we had to spread the message. We started grazing our kitchen. Just two brothers trying to heal and then trying to help others heal too. First with liver crisps, then heart, then tallow, then brisket. Now we're scaling into more muscle meats, more skin cares, and more fats. Because the food system is broken and we're done waiting for it to fix itself. We manufacture everything in small batches. We source from wild game and grass-fed farms all in the US, and we refuse to cut corners. It's taken everything we've had to scale this. Sleepless nights, inventory crisis, near sellouts, but every time someone tells us their eczema cleared up, or they finally digested organ meat for the first time in their life, it makes it all worth it. This isn't some...
All story, all proof. amazing ad. Like, even though they just launched this ad 3 days ago, it's going to be running for a while, because I already know, like, it's evoked emotion story. It's why they have so many ads, because they understand how to create good UGC, okay? And I'm pretty sure that was probably the founder. So it's like they're not even paying for UGC. They're able to convey their message across their brand, okay? And we just break down the product page, and we can see that it's a subscription product, so a lot of repeat customers. Like, this brand, I could see is, it doesn't matter, there's so many competitors. These guys have just that, it's almost like they're not even looking at the competitors. There's hundreds of thousands of people selling beef tallow balms right now, okay? But how are these guys able to stay on top of everyone? Is because their content and their storytelling and their ads are so good. They can outcompete you on everything, okay? Because most of the ads out there would probably be like, have dry skin, use this tallow balm. No one is going to buy. I guarantee you no one is going to buy, because every skincare company is saying that, okay? How are you different? How are you different? That is the question you need to ask yourself. How are you different, and what niche problem are you solving? Again, I always tell people you have to solve niche problems. No more back pain, no more knee pain. Don't worry about solving physical pain, okay? The money is in the niche problems, okay? And I will help you find these niche problems, okay, if you really need help. But for finding the products, I'll give you all the products. Every single day from now until the end of the year, I will upload products every single day of products I see that are already winning, okay? Already selling every day. I will literally show you, like, every store that I'm tracking, all this stuff. You can see all the brands. Like, for example, there's like this collagen brand. Supplements do well, but they are a little bit hard. Like, you can see the supplement brands doing almost 200K a day. Is insane. And you can see, let's see what I have to track this store, so it's not on my track stores yet. But if I track it, I can see usually the best product they're selling, okay? But yeah, this is just like the front page, I think. But yeah, again, all the products are out here for you, okay? You can search any product. You can search beef tallow balm, okay? Beef tallow balm. I know it said they were made in the US, but you can easily find suppliers from everywhere, and they all use the same packaging. Beef tallow. I actually did want to show you guys. You see how many suppliers there are, because there's such a huge demand. Another thing I get is, do you worry about competition and saturation? To be honest, I don't really look at saturation too much. Like, I'm confident that if I was to launch a beef tallow balm brand, I would be able to make it work. But I have too many brands already. But it's because I understand how to create desire and make problem-aware ads to evoke customers to take action right then and there, okay? Like, I would find a niche problem, okay? Whether it be, I don't know, I would find a niche problem. I'll take some research, but I'll just use ChatGPT. But I probably could make this work. But I would probably, again, it doesn't really matter too much. Like, you can see people starting new clothing brands every day, and that's probably the most saturated product in the world, okay? If you're starting a clothing brand today, you might as well be shooting yourself in the foot, okay? Like, don't worry about starting a clothing brand, okay? That is oversaturated. But you can still make these products work. Again, I tell all my students inside the inner circle to focus 99% of your time on the ads, okay? And the ads and how you are telling a story, all right? Telling a story. Or the other thing is, I've been telling people to really focus on building organic. Since there's a lot of AI now, you really need to build some sort of organic presence, okay? I'm going to show you guys, for example, this guy recently launched a brand, and he's selling beef tallow balm, okay? Which is the same thing, right? But his beef tallow balm is actually blue. Whoops, not surfing cow, gelato. How do I? Surfing cow tallow. Okay, this was the one. This one, sorry. That was the wrong one. So this guy, yeah, he has a very good story. This guy documents everything. I really suggest you follow him. I follow him. I thought it was really cool. So what he's done is he's selling beef tallow balm, but he's documenting everything he's doing. He's actually making the beef tallow balm himself. And another twist he's making is that he's making his beef tallow balm blue. Okay, you can see here. So you can see him actually making it. Let's see if I can turn the sound on.
It's tough, but I wouldn't change a thing. Welcome back to the Daily Surf Report, where I talk about everything it takes to build my startup, Surfing Cow. There's this phrase my parents always told me as a kid, and it went like this: Alec, if you're going to do something, you do it right the first time. This way, you won't have to second guess yourself or double back on prior work.
I agree.
That said, I
Do
stayed
it right
up till
the first
midnight
time.
writing out these thank you cards for the orders I don't have yet, but always good to be prepared. I was able to make 62 units of Surfing Cow yesterday as well. I laughed as I was working yesterday.
And the reason, I won't watch the whole video, but the reason I feel like this guy, people would buy from this guy is because it's a very good storyteller, okay? I really, if you are selling a product that you really believe in, I really believe that you should attach a face to it. That doesn't always have to be yours if you're not comfortable in front of camera, but you really need to attach someone to your brand. Like, even if it's hiring a creator, okay? I see so many brands hire one dedicated creator and they act like they're the founder of the brand, okay? Like, you need someone for people to connect with, okay? And this brand will outdo, I feel like, a lot of these other brands that are just, I feel like, drop shipping this beef tallow balm, okay? Because there's a real person behind it and it's real story, okay? People love connecting with story and they love supporting someone and seeing the hard work they put behind something, okay? That's another reason they buy, but most of the reason people buy is for themselves as well. But I love people documenting this stuff. Like,
I'm so over it, dude. This is day 142 of starting a business in the skincare space. And by the looks of it, I'm sure that you can gather the journey of starting a business is a grind. Welcome back to the Daily Surf Report. If you're new here, welcome to the herd. Surfing Cow is an all-natural daily moisturizer designed for a life in the...
yeah, you can see there's multiple ways to approach selling product. Like this, there's guys going into starting new clothing brands every day, which I don't recommend, but selling a product like this, it's still unique, it's a recurring product, people come back and buy more. Like, you can really build a cult-like following, but if this guy keeps doubling down, I think you'll do really well. But yeah, building any business, it's gonna take time. And again, that's why I said at the start of this video that I don't really make these videos for like brain rot, like people that expect quick success, okay? I really want to help people build real brands that take time to build, okay? Building great businesses, like, people think you can do it in a month. Like, no, you need to understand that there's a process behind building a business, okay? It's not just you make money overnight. You have to learn, okay? You make mistakes, you learn from them, okay? Again, when I first started, I made so many mistakes. I lost so much money, okay? But I wouldn't be where I am today without making all those mistakes, okay? And learning, and it takes time, okay? I've been in the e-commerce game for almost 5 years now, okay? And for the first like 1.5 to 2 years, I didn't see any results, but I learned so much, so many lessons, okay? I did my stuff with trial and error, so I didn't really learn from someone. I made all the mistakes along the way, okay? And it cost me money, but I learned the hard way. But that's why I created my inner circle, so that you can see the mistakes I made building all my brands, okay? Like, literally, I show you guys all my brands inside the inner circle. But this video is getting a little too long. I have to go now, but I'm gonna be here tomorrow for another product. I'll see you guys tomorrow.